Daily Dictation. This week we're talking all about urban life, so we're looking at vocabulary and sentences that are related to living, working, or traveling around a city. This video is for low intermediate English speakers, and it's an opportunity for you to practice your English skills. In this video, I'm going to read 5 sentences that are about living, working, or traveling in a city, which is going to introduce and show you how to use a variety of new vocabulary words, which there is a list available. You're going to learn how to practice your listening skills. As I read these 5 sentences, you will write them out to the best of your ability and try to apply the best spelling, grammar, and punctuation you can. And this is all by using your existing knowledge of English and your listening skills. So let's go ahead and get started. So daily dictation takes place from Monday to Friday. In order to build your skills, there are new sentences available each weekday about a certain topic, and there are new topics each week. These topics and videos will show you a list of 8 to 10 vocabulary words that are relevant in day-to-day English skills and also good to know if you're studying for IELTS, TOEFL, or anything like that. There are 2 English levels offered, so this video has a lower intermediate level, so good vocabulary but at a lower level, but more advanced vocabulary is at the high intermediate level. There is a vocabulary list and practice worksheets available as well, just through the link in the description. So for dictation, the exercise itself, you need a blank piece of paper and a pencil or a blank document that you can type in. 5 sentences will be read. Each sentence will be read 3 times and 1 more time at the end. You have to write down each sentence. You will use your listening skills and try your best to apply the correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization when you write down each sentence. So let's go ahead and get started. We can see here there are numbers 1 to 5 on the screen. Each number represents a different sentence that will be read. So I will read 5 sentences, starting with sentence number 1. Number 1. The subway was crowded, so he decided to walk through the park instead. The subway was crowded, so he decided to walk through the park instead. The subway was crowded, so he decided to walk through the park instead. Number 2. You could see all the way to the downtown mall from the top of the skyscraper. You could see all the way to the downtown mall from the top of the skyscraper. You could see all the way to the downtown mall from the top of the skyscraper. Number 3. The noise from the nearby construction site could be heard in the apartment. The noise from the nearby construction site could be heard from the apartment. The noise from the nearby construction site could be heard in the apartment. Number 4. She called a taxi after shopping at the downtown mall to avoid carrying her bags on the subway. She called a taxi after shopping at the downtown mall to avoid carrying her bags on the subway. She called a taxi after shopping at the downtown mall to avoid carrying her bags on the subway. Number 5. They enjoyed a quiet picnic in the park to get away from the busy downtown traffic. They enjoyed a quiet picnic in the park to get away from the busy downtown traffic. They enjoyed a quiet picnic in the park to get away from the busy downtown traffic. I will read each sentence one more time, starting with sentence number 1. The subway was crowded, so he decided to walk through the park instead. Number 2. You could see all the way to the downtown mall from the top of the skyscraper. Number 3. The noise from the nearby construction site could be heard in the apartment. Number 4. She called a taxi after shopping at the downtown mall to avoid carrying her bags on the subway. Number 5. They enjoyed a quiet picnic in the park to get away from the busy downtown traffic. All right, so let's get ready to check our answers. If you found that this video was a little bit too fast or hard to understand, and you didn't quite get everything written down, I recommend that you go back and listen again. If you think it's too fast, you can adjust the playback speed in the video settings and make it go slower. If you want to listen to a specific sentence again, just check the description and it will show you what time each sentence was read at, so you can go back to that specific time. If you feel like you got everything, let's go ahead and check. So we're going to start with sentence number 1. The subway was crowded, so he decided to walk through the park instead. Number 2. You could see all the way to the downtown mall from the top of the skyscraper. Number 3. The noise from the nearby construction site could be heard in the apartment. Number 4. She called a taxi after shopping at the downtown mall to avoid carrying her bags on the subway. Number 5. They enjoyed a quiet picnic in the park to get away from the busy downtown traffic. So, how did we do today? Hopefully that we're remembering the basic thing of making sure each sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a period. This is the most important thing for capitalization and punctuation, and it's the easiest thing to understand. One of the other really difficult things for grammar is thinking about when should we put a comma. So in our first sentence up here, we have the subway was crowded, so he decided to walk through the park instead. So in this sentence, the word so, before that we put a comma. Why? Because this clause and this clause, they are both independent clauses. The word so is a conjunction. We call that a coordinating conjunction because it's used to connect two independent clauses. So after the first clause, before the conjunction, we have to add a comma, and then we will continue. So what do we mean by two independent clauses? It means that both of these sentences can stand alone independently. So for example, if I wanted to, I could say, the subway was crowded, period. Eliminate so, capital H on he decided to walk through the park instead. That would be fine as well. However, if you're able to use coordinating conjunctions and commas, it makes your writing look a little bit more advanced, which is nice, especially if you're preparing to write an essay for a proficiency exam, or you want to look like you have a better understanding of how to use English in your professional or day-to-day life. Another thing that is hard sometimes for people in spelling is the word heard. The word heard is hard because there's another word heard and is spelled H-E-R-D. What is the difference? Well, this one is the past participle of hear. So I hear you, I hear the noise, I hear some music. Now, if we're going to use it in the past form, then we say heard. I heard you, I heard some music, I heard the noise. But we can also use heard with a different spelling and it means a different thing. When we use it for H-E-R-D, we can use this as a noun or sometimes as a verb too, but this time it's used to talk about the organization of animals. So for example, a herd of sheep. Then we can say heard, H-E-R-D, when we're talking in that context. But if you want to talk about the past participle of hear, then it's H-E-A-R-D. How can you remember this? Well, we have the present form, H-E-A-R, in here. And to make it even easier, what part of your body do you use to hear? Your ears. H-E-A-R, we can see that right in the middle of it. So H-E-A-R, E-A-R, ear. If we have H-E-A-R, add the D to make it past. That is the one for heard for spelling. All right, another difficult word is the word quiet. This one is really tough for a lot of people because it gets mixed up with quite, which is Q-U-I-T-E, but we want quiet. So how do you remember that? For quiet, after the Q-U, it's exactly how it sounds. Quiet. Quiet. So you have to remember that the E comes before the T because that's how we say it when we're actually speaking. Quiet. E comes before the T. For the word quite, the E comes after the T because we don't hear it before like we do for quiet. So that's how you can kind of remember. You might have to say it out loud to yourself to remember that spelling. So take down any other words that you had difficulty with. This week we are talking about living, working, and traveling through a city. This is a good topic for IELTS. Here are some words that you can focus on for that. We have the word traffic, crowd, skyscraper, subway, noise, apartment, park, taxi, mall, downtown. So continue to practice these words. Make sure you understand what they mean and how they are used. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to practice the words further, check the link in the description. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.